Good morning, FHS. We've got a wonderful show for you today. I'm Ryan Cooper.
And I'm Jace Dennison. Starting off the coverage with wrestlers that headed to state, Miss Jennings, who informed students about the town's heritage, Miss Harris's FACS classes,
the Wise Nights Cafe, and our ag classes.
All this and more on BKTV Live. On Thursday, ten boys and one girl made it to state this year for the wrestling, which is an astounding feat for the wrestlers.
How did they do? What was it like? Sam Knight and Jace Dennison got the coverage.
On Thursday, February 23rd, the Knights wrestling team left for state. 11 wrestlers qualified for the state matches, including Caroline Klump, the only female wrestler.
Exciting. I felt proud because, it's state. That's usually what happens before most matches. You're just really focused. I do remember it was really scary, though. The whole, arena is just, center point, so it was really scary.
Presley Johnson and Aiden Hahn placed at state, Presley taking third place while Aiden took fifth.
Pretty disappointed. I thought I would do a lot better, so I wasn't very happy with how it finished. I'd say it means a lot. I mean, if you make it to the state tournament in wrestling, most of the time that means you've been working pretty hard. I would say you deserve it. So I would say anyone who's getting to that point, it means a lot.
We asked Rowdy Vaugh and Presley what the atmosphere was like.
It's pretty exciting. It's easy to get nervous, but I'd say the fun outweighs the nerves.
Well, we kind of prepared for this all year. This is basically what we're here for. We go hard every day. We get everything ready, and the atmosphere is it's very competitive. We're always trying to compete with the next team, so yeah.
Congratulations to all the wrestlers who made it this far.
Signing off for BKTV, I'm Jace Dennison.
And I'm Sam Knight.
Third place doesn't sound too bad to me.
Yeah, that's quite an accomplishment. Thank you, Sam and Jace.
Elma Jennings is Farmington's Sarah Barton Murphy. She brings the info on Farmington before it was even Farmington. Jared Barnes and Jack Toney go deeper into her story.
Elma Jennings plays the role of Farmington's Sarah Barton Murphy. Elma gives insight on what it means to embrace this role.
I am a housewife, so to speak, but my husband died in August. And I'm an ex-school teacher. I taught in the Farmington schools, the Flat River schools, the Park Hill schools, and the North County schools. I taught speech correction. And one year I did teach English, junior English, too. But I'm retired now, and I'm just busy all the time doing stuff. I was active in the Chamber of Commerce, and several years ago, our bicentennial was coming up, Farmington's, and someone decided, let's have a Sarah Barton Murphy. Elma, you be my Sarah Barton Murphy. So that's how I got it, because I was at a meeting. I'm a hard person to say no, so I said I'd do it. They should appreciate their school, because she was very interested in education. But if it weren't for Sarah Barton Murphy, you would not be here. That's for sure. But it's just very important to know who founded this town of Farmington, originally known as Murphy's Settlement, and why it's here today. I guess the challenges would be trying to remember everything. I do have an outline which I'm not using in this interview, but when I present it to the school children or to an organization, I have several boards with information on it and pictures on it to help me through, because there's a lot of information, an awful lot of information. And when I give it, you won't remember everything I said, but some things will stick out in your mind. Why is Farmington where it is? It's here because there are springs all around, and wherever you live, you have to have water. And this area is blessed with springs. I don't know right now, I'd like to say get through. I remember some things from time to time, too, without having to look at what I call my cheat sheets. Just appreciate this town. Because if it weren't for Sarah Barton Murphy, you would not be listening to me now, or going to school here, or living here. You'll be living somewhere else. But it was strictly she who finally decided to come here and settle, because her husband had come here to claim the land, but on the way back to where we lived, he died. But I came anyway. And also, another thing I found interesting was my husband, Reverend Murphy, could not read or write. And here he was, a Baptist minister, could not read or write. And when he claimed this land here, he had to write his signature, and he could not write. But we knew he was going to have to sign something. So before he left, I taught him how to write his name. So I always say a simple signature secured the site of Farmington, Missouri.
This is Jack Toney reporting for BKTV.
Thanks, Jared and Jack, as well as Elma Jennings for performing as Sarah Barton Murphy.
Miss Eden is one of Farmington High School's many FACS classes.
Miss Harris is one of the 2 coordinators of the Foods and Consumer Science program at Farmington High School.
I have a variety of classes. I teach parenting, child development, Foods 2, International Foods 1 and 2, family living and relationships, and career development. And I have a FACS internship class where kids go to Truman and work with preschool, or to the Sensing Center and work with preschoolers.
FACS offers educational opportunities to comprehend and learn many skills applicable to life, such as basic parenting techniques, as well as international and local cooking skills.
Parenting skills, it's not that we focus on teenage parents, but the skills needed, how you work within a family unit, basic cooking skills, maybe step it up a notch, how cultures around the world do skills. Child development is like maybe if you're planning on working with preschoolers throughout your life, and some intro to careers and adult life skills.
Many of the classes Mrs. Harris teaches are hands-on.
Well, first of all, we're hands-on. And a lot of students like that hands-on projects rather than just like some classes have to be, you know, notes and book work. We're hands-on. We also, some students need the practical arts, and some students are put there because it's an elective and they have to fill their credits with that. The big project for parenting is the Real Care Baby, which is a robotic baby, it's not a doll, but they have to take care of that for 3 days. They have to diaper and feed it, so that's a very popular project. We do food labs, which is another popular project. Family meals, planning events. What else do? We just do a whole lot of things. The practical child development. We try to bring in 3, 4, or 5-year-olds before they go to school and do a lesson with them.
The FACS program offered by Farmington Senior High School is a worthwhile opportunity for kids looking to learn life skills and be hands-on. Special thanks to Miss Harris for the interview, and this has been
Grayson Street
and Riker Jones signing off from BKTV.
Holy cow! Project Lead the Way is so helpful. Thanks to Brandon, Alton, and Rocky for this crazy insight.
Now we move into our real-world news segment called Stuff That Matters. Starting with one of the biggest stories of the month. Former President Trump was indicted on 34 counts of falsifying business records. This marks the first time in U.S. history a sitting or former president has been indicted and arrested on criminal charges.
Our second story concerns a federal court's ruling regarding mifepristone, an abortion-inducing drug that has been approved for use by the FDA for over 20 years. This ruling comes on the heels of the Dobbs case that overturned Roe v. Wade, and it is not clear if the ruling will be overturned on appeal with an increasingly conservative court.
Our next story concerns Florida, Disney, and the British royal family. After Disney opposed Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay bill, Governor Ron DeSantis made an attempt to take control of Disney's self-governing rights in Florida. The government of Disney's park entered into an agreement before the takeover by DeSantis in an effort to essentially strip the board of all its authority until the death of the last heir of King Charles III, essentially ensuring that the governor has no control over Disney for at least the next 80 years.
Our final story for today concerns the Tennessee State House of Representatives. Earlier this week, a shooting took place at a school in the Nashville area. In response, the students from around the state protested at the State House. 3 representatives joined the protest and broke House decorum rules. 2 of the representatives were expelled from the House. The expulsion has been hailed as an attack on democracy, and as many don't consider the reps' actions inappropriate.
Moving back into our segments.
What is the Wise Nights Cafe, and what drinks and beverages do they serve here?
Richard Skinner takes us to the Wise Nights Cafe to give us more information on what makes this cafe one of the top destinations to go during lunch.
Hello FHS, my name is Richard Skinner, and standing a few feet away from me is the Wise Night Cafe, where, if you don't know what the Wise Night Cafe is a cafe located at the front of the Farmington High School that serves a variety of beverages to students here at Farmington High School. The Wise Nights Cafe is a cafe located at the very front of Farmington High School. It offers a variety of beverages and is affiliated with Wise Grounds Cafe, owned by Belgrade State Bank.
So we are actually affiliated with Wise Grounds here in town. So any of our proceeds go back towards that business, but any of the tips that we make go towards activities for our students.
Do these students enjoy working there?
I think they do. Kyle, do you like working in a coffee shop?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Their most popular beverage was the monthly special, which became their best-selling item in the last 2 weeks of this release after the interview.
Lately, it has been our monthly special, which this month we sold out of our cake batter special in 2 weeks.
Lately, the cafe has been really popular with the students here at FHS. With a lot of students going to the cafe for their beverages and drinks, it seems that Wise Night Cafe shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon.
It's been really popular this year. We've had a lot of business and a lot of kids coming up. What do you think, Kyle? Do people like the coffee shop?
Yep.
Gabe?
Yeah. The Wise Night Cafe is located at the very front of Farmington High School if you look to your left. If you want to get yourself a frappe or a beverage to jumpstart your day, you could do that there at the Wise Nights Cafe, which is open at all lunch shifts. Reporting for BKTV News, I'm Richard Skinner.
Thank you, Richard, for giving us information about Wise Nights Cafe. The cafe is open during all lunch shifts and is located at the front of the school.
Upcoming students for Farmington High School may not look twice at agriculture, but might want to consider the options. Agriculture classes teach in a fun, hands-on experience, as Jack Sluter and Alyssa Sherman report. High school students can learn more about agriculture and the processes surrounding it.
Agriculture plays a huge role in the city of Farmington. It's only natural we learn about it.
Make sure it's the right.
I teach the Ag Science 1 classes. I also teach the Ag Power and Technology classes as well as the Natural Resources classes. So we try to do as much hands-on activities as possible so that they can get real-world experience and be able to use those skills whenever they graduate. I teach agriculture because it's something that every single kid could do. I think sometimes we have the mindset of we only take farmers here, and that couldn't be further from the truth. We welcome people of all different backgrounds. It's important to know where your food comes from and how to do life skills. My natural resources class It's kind of student-led, so they kind of get to pick the units. This class really wanted to focus on survival, so we did some survival skills so that they could use those. They're also right now learning about archery, and they've learned about some conservation efforts and those kind of things.
In the greenhouse, even more hands-on activities take place.
Currently this is greenhouse, and so we're getting ready to walk down to the greenhouse, and we are getting some seedlings ready for our annual plant sale, and we got some plugs in, which are just like little baby plants, and we're putting them in hanging baskets to grow for our annual plant sale. The greenhouse class is in charge of taking care of the greenhouse, and it's to mimic like the plant industry, and so we actually get the plants in from wholesalers, take care of them, and they are able to see all the aspects of taking care of the different plants, from growing them as seedlings, taking cuttings, propagation, making sure they have the right water, and then just like the retail side of things, they set up, we sell them here in the shop, they set that up, and it just gives them a whole view of like the plant industry.
But don't take the teacher's word. Let's hear from a student from the class.
I take this class because I like the teachers and I like the environment. Everybody's nice to each other and we all get along. It's not just for like farmers, it's just for everybody.
Agriculture classes have many educational and fun activities that teach you the importance of food in our environment. This has been Jack Sluter and Alyssa Sherman reporting for BKTV, signing out.
Students can learn more about the options available for this class with their counselor or the ag teachers in room 114.
Well, that's all we have for today's show. Be sure to like and subscribe.
For now, this has been Name
and Name on BKTV Live.